Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. And as you can see, this is going to be part one of the pick a card topic, Are You on the Right Path? I felt that this topic was way too important to kind of brush past. I could have included all of the different categories in one reading, but the messages might have been too overwhelming, and I just felt it was better to kind of like split it up. So for today's section, we're going to be looking at the area of self. So are you on the right path with regards to just your own self, anything having to do with you and your own internal path, or just the way you're going about things. And then in a different video, I will link it below as well after I've done them. Are you on the right path for other stuff, like for example career or relationships / connections and stuff like that. So just before you skip forward, I just wanted to say that this question I feel is quite important to our mental health and our healing, because if we are not on the right path, or one that's authentic to us, I should say, this does get quite depressing and anxiety provoking. So my goal here is to just, highlight some of the things. It's not meant to be a judgmental video or one to say you should be doing, X, Y, and Z. This is more to just kind of show you what's going on in this area of your life, and then of course get the guidance, or even confirm like that you are doing what intuitively you feel to do. So let's get into it. Here are the 4 different groups. Okay, so are you on the right path in the area of self? We have here group number 1. This is the desert rose selenite. This is group number 2, the lava stone. This is group number 3, sunstone. And this is group number 4, the amethyst heart. Okay. So obviously you can pause if you need to. Just take as much time as you need. Go with your intuition. Timestamps are below. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 1, which is the desert rose selenite. So let's get into your energy. Spirit, this reading is for group 1, please and thank you. I honestly don't know exactly what kind of things are going to come up in this reading, but I felt called to do it, so. All right, so Spirit, for group number 1, please, what are the energies for them? Are they on the right path in the area of self? Just anything having to do with themselves, any helpful advice? Are they on the right path, please, and thank you. Group 1, desert rose selenite. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so our first card we have here is the King of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, really, really nice cards here. And then all the way at the end, we have the 3 of Swords. So immediately with the King of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups, I actually felt a message that there could be a little bit of not extreme harshness. For some of you, I think it's like maybe only like a small percentage of you, it could be harshness. I did feel that over here. Actually, let me just focus on this for a second. So I did feel that with this King of Pentacles, there was this almost rigid energy. It could be, for example, not letting yourself sometimes open up your heart or open up your creativity, or I guess like enjoy life to the fullest, because the word spontaneity did come to mind. I feel like the King of Pentacles sometimes, as you can see from, the way that he looks with his armor and his eyes are closed and he's just kind of solidly sitting in his throne. I feel like there is that lack of that spark and passion at times. Sometimes it's a good thing where it's this security and this reliability, that's all wonderful, but again, that's why I feel like there's this lack of that passionate flair. So for you guys in group 1, I would say it's a bit of a mix of an answer. And again, I said in the intro, this is not meant to be judgmental. This is just meant to kind of highlight some things. So with this 3 of Swords all the way at the end, if it wasn't for this card and probably this one, I would be saying like, yeah, absolutely 100%. You guys are definitely on the right path with regards to, you know, how you see yourselves, how you treat yourselves, everything like that. But this Three of Swords at the end is just making me feel a little bit kind of like disappointment. So that makes me just wonder where that disappointment is coming from. So I do feel like it's stemming from here. I think overall there is a good balance and a good open-hearted energy coming from you, possibly to others in your life, possibly even at work, where there's certain things that are lined up for you. But again, like in terms of this reading, are you on the right path with just like your own stuff? This is what I'm going to say. I do feel like in so many ways you are on a great path, but the one person I think that needs more of your time and energy is yourself. And that means more happiness, more focusing on your own brightness, your light, again, creativity, maybe a sense of adventure for yourself, giving yourself that self-care, that time, that break, that vacation, that, you know, just like all the stuff that you typically would give to others. Because I am feeling like overall there is just this enormous heart, this huge heart that you have for everyone. Three of Swords I can really look into just because, again, it feels like a little bit of disappointed energy. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more for group number one? Are they on the right path for themselves, just themselves? So we have the Three of Wands. It's almost this energy of kind of like, I'm not sure if there's a part of yourself that sometimes it's like that little voice within you that says, I should be up here, I should have more, I should feel more. I like having to do with perhaps your own happiness or your advancement, your expansion in your path, something like that. Okay, so again, it's like this feeling of perhaps that something is missing. And it's not anything that anybody else might have said to you. I think that this is just purely you, your energy, like saying this to yourself and that little quiet voice that says, where's the rest of it, you know? Okay, so let's get a little bit more information here. I'm going to use my handmade deck here, the Child Tarot. Spirit, can you tell us more? What energies are there for group number one? Are they on the right path just within the area of self for group number one? Whoops. Okay, so I do feel it's starting to become clearer. So this is meant to be the Ten of Swords. In my deck, it's the Ten of Cicadas. And as you can see here, it is kind of like the same thing, like kind of like that disappointed energy. You have in this image, you have basically slipped and fallen, cracked the glass, and the spill has gone everywhere. I do feel like this is some kind of a feeling of I've made a mistake and I can't take it back. So, I don't know if for some of you it does have to do with either career or family area of life where maybe that's the reason why some of you might feel that you have missed out on something. It might be because of either of those things. Not to say that you're unhappy in those areas of your life, but it is kind of hinting to me that there could have been maybe the way that you were seeing it, you felt that there was perhaps a missed opportunity or something like that. It literally looks like you're kind of trying to grab for something here, like let me grab that thing. Others of you, it might be like if you're not happy in your work or family situation, just as an example, maybe that is the actual thing that you're trying to grab for. So even though it's a little hard to detect in the cards, with the exception of this last card, I am still feeling that persistent kind of nagging. It almost feels like depression. For some of you, it could be. And yeah, if that is the case, if you are feeling any kind of, whether it's heavy depression or maybe just sort of mild feelings of longing or missing something in your life, I do think that the first thing to do is to open up your own energy centers. So your heart space, your creativity, your maybe even your spirituality, or let's say, to simplify it, any area of your life that you feel is imbalanced. Okay, so so we have mind, body, spirit, right, areas of life, and I do feel like every single one of us, we kind of lack in one area naturally. So we would have to kind of just investigate and reflect on what that could be. So if you feel like you are missing something or are feeling imbalanced in one particular aspect of your life, that would, I think, really shift this balance into something more, healing for you. Can we have more information and any advice on what they can do for the right path for themselves? So again, to conclude, your answer is pretty much yes and no. But the good news is that I think that many of you, in your strong intuition, you'll be able to see how to fix that, or how to at least, begin to make these shifts for yourself so that you can have that happiness. I don't feel that there's a problem with your heart chakra in a wide, like a broader sense, because like I said, there's a lot of love coming from you. But I just wonder if any of that love is coming towards your own heart chakra, perhaps something with your own inner child or your inner creator, something like that. Spirit, can we have more information? Are they on the right path, please? Can you tell us for group number 1? So we have here the Game or the Fool. This is, look how happy you are. I mean, I know that this is pretty much like a cutesy deck and everything, but look at how happy you are just holding that red dodgeball there, which is representing the game of life. And then here at your feet, you have this beautiful spirit guide that is trying to show you the way. And the cat is also smiling as well. So the sun is shining down upon you with this new beginning. And honestly, I feel like this is the only thing that you would have to do to feel so much better, like 95% better, let's say, on your path of self, on your actual, like the path ahead. When you think of what your path is in life, this is going to make all the difference, which is starting a new beginning for yourself. This means to begin to look at the stuff that you've always wanted to do for you, to look at all of the different, let's say, creation and color and new things that you've always wanted in your life. So that's what this is talking about, no matter what it is. But again, like, to not have an empty cup that you have nothing to give to yourself after you've given everyone else what was in your cup, basically your energy, and again, your time and your consideration. I am feeling a little bit of depletion from some of you, for many of you, in fact. I feel like it's hard for a lot of you to take a step back and kind of replenish yourself, for example, in your own little cave. Maybe a lot of you have to always show face to the world and to whoever it is, like your family, your close loved ones, maybe your relationships, your job, people that you're helping in the world, in the collective. It's like this constant thing where your battery is always being depleted at every which way, being tugged in every different direction. So as you can see, like in so many ways, you are on an amazing path, but it's very simple, is that without the balance, without any balance, it will quickly become this grief, Spirit, can we have more information, please? For group number 1, are they on the right path and self? Thank you. I also split up the categories and made it like I'm going to make this a series because the advice is also going to take some time as well. I didn't want to, take that away. So here we have the 4 of cicadas or swords. And you can see there goes your rest. You're away from everybody. And you're just taking some time to rest and reflect and drink your coffee or tea, sit back in your chair, and just rest your eyes. But really what you're doing here is you're resting your soul, okay? So operating at a high level of heart chakra and love is very tiring. I think for all of you who know that, I don't have to explain it, is that you know how tiring it is. So here I do see you resting your soul. Just know, Spirit is wanting you to know that you don't have to save the world by yourself or any of those things. If you often feel like that, just know that you are being supported. Remember that you do have these really beautiful, giving and loving and supportive spirit guides. Bottom of the deck, we have the Loner, which is the Hermit. Many of you could benefit from nature walks, being alone in nature, writing in your journals, reading, anything that can really replenish the soul by yourself. Some of you, if you don't necessarily like to be by yourself, I feel like that's part of the prescription for you, is to have self-time, but also to connect with a higher power, or, you know, with some other part of yourself. What else do we need to know? Any other advice or any other details that they need to know about, please, for group number 1, Spirit? This is actually the exact same card. Master of Polynoses in my deck is the King of Pentacles, same exact one. Although it does look quite different. So here you are taking care of yourself, I can see, because here you have the roots to ground yourself into the earth, the verdant, you know, lush grass here, and the brightness behind you. What I am seeing here, instead of over here where it felt like a little bit of isolation, in this version, I feel that you're actually connected. You're connected in a healthy way. Look at all the color and the vibrant energy. And then you have, there are actually beings here, if you can see closely, there are actually beings, like animals in the tree and the leaves and stuff. And what it's trying to say, I feel, is you are being a provider. You are being a provider, protector, and helping others, but you're doing it in a way where you are regularly being replenished and recharged yourself. And that matters. That makes all of the world of a difference. So I guess the final conclusion, because I had this problem for a long time, where, you know, I would have all my energy come out of me and be completely depleted, and I didn't really know how to not be that way. But it really just comes down to balance and self-care, you know, taking care of your own mental health, your physical body, your you know, just like connecting to higher power, and like just through regular things like meditation, nature, doing energy shields and stuff. I always have the video below. It's pretty old, but it's how to protect your aura. I made it in the past, just as a couple of ideas how to protect your energy. If you want to Google how to strengthen your aura, that would be great, using different tools and stuff. But I think that it's the mindset. In order to achieve this level of replenishment on a regular basis, we have to have the agreement with ourselves that that's what we're going to do. In other words, if we walk out into the world and say, yeah, I'm going to give 100% of my cup to everyone else and I'm going to be empty, it's almost like this implicit sort of agreement that that's what we're going to do. That cannot be what we do, because that's not fair to us, right? So here, instead, you're waking up every day and saying, I'm going to replenish myself first by connecting to higher power, by balancing my life, by taking care of me and my needs, and then I'll have all that energy to help other people. You're agreeing to it. You are making the agreement. You are you know, just like it's basically, yeah, that agreement and pact with yourself, which maybe for some of you may not have been there before, just probably because I think some of you may not have been aware of it. If there's other stuff involved, if there's other like deeper issues, such as you maybe you have a struggle with self-worthiness and everything like that, that may be a little bit different. But I think that many of you, it was just the awareness, okay? And if you do struggle with feelings of like low self-worth and everything like that, definitely work on the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra to just know that you are worthy of that. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of, you know, goodness in your life. Can we have any more final messages, please, for group number 1? Are they on the right path in the area of self? So we have here daydream. So basically this is you a little bit in rerouting mode. This is actually supposed to be the high priestess. So you're going to reroute your path, I feel, a little bit in a good way, but first you have to kind of dream it. So you are shifting, and you will continue to actively shift for I believe the rest of the year, but you must allow yourself to dream. Again, agreement with yourself to let yourself dream. If you do not allow yourself to even dream of what you want to do or how you want to live your life, you have immediately completely closed that window. You know, you've closed that circuit and you've made it impossible. So Spirit says you have to be open to letting yourself have your dreams, or to have your wishes and desires and everything like that. And that's the first step in shifting this. Also, like, there's, you know, there's a really heavy spirituality to this card, you know, just kind of thinking about and connecting again, like I said, with higher beings, like psychic things. So if you want to connect, one simple way that you can do this is just to get yourself, you know, something similar to tarot cards, maybe an oracle deck, or do it through meditation and prayer. Like I said, anything simple that you can just do, just taking like, you know, 2 minutes to do it in your everyday, and it's just for you. It's like a little ritual. So you can get an oracle deck, shuffle, and then read the guidebook. Just, you know, that's just one idea. Okay, so group number one, yeah, that's what I got here. I really hope that this was helpful, and then in part two and whatever, how many other parts I do for this, I will link that below just to, again, give you some guidance on your path, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, you can subscribe, and I do personal readings. The link is below for everything. This is my deck. I also still have copies if you want to purchase it. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the lava stone. Okay, so Spirit, for group number 2, please, and thank you. Okay, so as I said in the intro, just in case you skipped it, this reading is just to, you know, highlight some things. It's not meant to be a judgmental thing like, oh no, you're doing it wrong. We're just going to highlight some things, clarify, and then get advice. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, lava stone. Can you tell us, are they on the right path in the area of self specifically? Group 2, lava stone, are they on the right path, please? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Star, 5 of Swords. Okay, no. All right, let's just start here. So we have the Star and the 5 of Swords, and immediately I want to tell you that I do feel you are working completely earnestly to achieve your deepest wishes, especially if it fits with your soul. You know, so like your soul's wishes. Yeah, the deeper spiritual wishes of your soul, your mind, your heart. It's kind of all in one. However, with the 5 of Swords, what I'm inclined to say there is that it's not entirely easy for you, in a way of, it might have some conflicts that are kind of in your way. There might be some obstacles. We have here the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Okay, let me get back to that one because that's a very strong message. First, over here though, so in a nutshell, I would say, yes, you are on the right path. However, Spirit is here to help to make your path easier. I don't want to use the phrase like correct the path, but that's kind of how they were phrasing it, because there must be something that is in your path's way. It's like a roadblock, basically. It's nothing severe, I don't think, especially because the 5 of Swords can often mean just like trivial stuff. But as you can see, and it's like spoiler alert, we have Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So what I love about this is that they're showing that Spirit has your back no matter what, all along the way, to get to that prosperity or success or whatever it is that you're looking for with this fortune. Some of you, it could be, let's say, with career, with regular prosperity and abundance of any kind, maybe even something physically, you know, whatever that is for you in the Pentacles way. But like I said, with the Hierophant being here, they have your back the entire way through. That is what they're saying. So Spirit, the universe, your guides. All right, now back to this one. Your heart is in the right place. Your spirit is in the right place. Your mind is in the right place. All of this is here for you. Now, the question is, what is the holdup? Now, the first answer to that could just be divine timing and alignment, because I know from personal experience for sure that that can be very frustrating when we see the vision of what we want to go after. We see everything, even of how to do it, but something isn't quite clicking, and oftentimes that could just be the divine timing of everything. So I feel like no matter how powerful we are as spiritual people, intuitive, psychics, you know, whatever it is, and no matter how powerful we are as manifestors, I feel like at the end of the day, if something is divinely aligned and timed and within destiny, there's really not much we can do about it. And that is one of the best times to surrender, you know, to surrender to Spirit, to surrender to the universe, and just say, I trust you completely. So I feel like for that reason, I feel like there's nothing to worry about. If you allow this, let's say, to become a frustration for you, though, it can certainly become a blockage. So you might want to just, you know, be on the lookout for that. Another thing is, and I'm going to get more on this later, like just I'll pull more cards for this one. Yeah, I just feel like it's a couple of ideas that you might have, or ways that you're doing things, your methods of doing things, whatever it is that you're working on with your wishes. There just might be a couple of those things that do not entirely click with you and your authenticity. So I'm trying to use a good example here. Let's say, just for example, it's creativity. I don't know, like you're writing a story or a song or a poem or whatever it is. Now, the whole time you're doing that, you're channeling and you're being inspired. And you're just going with that flow. But let's say that there's a particular portion of what you're doing, and if it's not creativity, it could be even a plan. Like you have a business plan, you have something like within your career. I don't know exactly, but there's little pieces that just don't seem to fit. The jigsaw puzzle pieces don't fit into place, and I think that when it comes down to it, the reason is just that it does not align perfectly with your truth. And that could be because you're not quite there yet within yourself. So if it's like that one piece that you're like, man, I can't figure out what this is. And if you are a creative person who channels that type of inspiration, you'll know what this feels like because you've had this happen already. I know I have in my stories and, whatever. There are certain stories of mine that needed to be developed for like 10 or 15 years. So you can imagine, like, sometimes things take time. But I'm talking about the little details. Some things are just not quite ready to, again, like fall into place, and they need to shift around. But the real divine timing and development is actually within you, your soul, your vision, and your power. So obviously that cannot be rushed. This is just you in your fruition, like you as a fruit tree or something like that. You have to allow these fruits to grow at their own pace so that they can shine brightly on their own when they're ready. Spirit, can we have a little bit more information? Are they on the right path in the area of self? So the great thing is that the big resounding yes for you guys is, yes, you are allowing yourself to dream. You're allowing yourself to create. You're allowing yourself to feel and to really be who you are. So that's a huge yes for that part of things. Spirit, what else do they need to know? Are they on the right path in self? So I felt here with the Knight of Pentacles, this has to do with you taking your time. And then the Magician is, again, like really showcasing your immense power as a manifester and as like, in terms of focus. So that's the best advice they have there, is just to take that step-by-step approach, take your time. There is no rush. I will tell you though, and at this, again, I think we all can relate to this. If you happen to be an impatient person, maybe that car is for you. If you happen to be an impatient person and you just feel like you want those instant results, I will tell you that that is gonna, in itself, it might give you a blockage. It might end up in a blockage because it's creating a negative energy. That's really the simple reason for it. All right. So I know it's hard, but if you can just kind of be as present as possible, you don't have to, wait around. Patience to me just means being present, just, doing what you can here and now with what's in front of you. So Magician energy here, I feel like on all levels, especially subconsciously, you are effortlessly manifesting your path and everything that you need. And also the fact that you're just so effortlessly connected to divine and the whole path of spirituality. I feel like that's why it's going to end up in sort of like feeling complete. There's going to be a feeling of completion for you, and soon actually. So let me get a couple more cards here. This is from my handmade deck, the Child Tarot. I still have copies of this if you want one. It's in the description. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more for group number 2? Are they on the right path in the area of self, please? Thank you. So we have here an obvious one. It says the wind. So again, this is a big yes, okay? But let's get more. That's supposed to be the World card. And then we have here the Ace of Imagination. It's funny because I think that's what I was saying over here with being inspired, your creative energy. Here we have the Passion on the bottom. Okay, let me just get a few more though. Any other advice, messages, guidance, future, something like that? the child of imagination. So I feel like you guys have a really great knack for working with your own inspiration, your own inner child, your own inner voice of magic, basically. You have the fireflies on the bottom. This is actually the star card. See, it's really syncing up. You guys are incredibly connected to yourselves and your soul. And that is really not always an easy thing to do. But I do feel that you guys are really skilled at this, or maybe you've worked on it a lot. So in many ways, you have already won the game in a sense. For example, I think that there's been many accomplishments that you guys have already achieved. You know, you can see the backpack there is sort of meant to symbolize all of the things that you've accumulated in terms of knowledge and everything like that. And there's this feeling of satisfaction here. So I do think that there's been so many achievements already. But this, as one game finishes, another one begins, right? Because that's just the story of life. So here with the Ace of Imagination, and the Child, I see you actually opening up even more. And I don't see that you're going to close that up. I don't see that you're going to hesitate. So yeah, everything about in terms of how you're sort of the perspective that you have for your path and for yourself, I think is really quite strong. I'm really drawn to this hummingbird here as you're watering this little tree of inspiration. It's showing me like this actual flying creature flapping in your face. So I don't know if that's like a literal thing. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is kind of spooky. You have birds on all 4 cards that are touching. You see it's right there. In the background, the eagle. You have these obvious doves, and then you have the hummingbird. I don't know. I mean, you guys might have a sign come up very soon that's either a bird, literal bird, or any flying creature. Sounds a little ominous there. But yeah, you guys are doing great. So let's just get some final messages here. Anything else that they need to know, especially about that 5 of Swords, anything on their path that can clear this up. Thank you, thank you. Group number 2, Lava Stone. Okay, so we have here the 8 of Cups. Pretty much that's it. They don't have anything else to tell you. Because they said here, just keep going. That's the 8 of Imagination, okay, or 8 of Cups. So yeah, just keep going. Keep writing your story. You have, like they said, you have to kind of just accept what drafts to throw out and what drafts are still yet to be written. I love that message for you so much. I really resonate with that also because I'm a writer, but the symbolism there is quite clear. You know, that's just how life is. We have to go with the flow, adapt. Sometimes things don't work the way we thought in the planning stage, and that's okay. Just keep going, you know, hold strong to your writer's voice of your life, meaning your own expression, authenticity, and your talent. It feels like you need a light though, because here it's dark and the moon is just there with its eyes closed. So I think that if you can have a light in your life, so that's a light of enlightenment, reflection, even with other people, this is going to help. So they said you need illumination. Okay, so what does that mean? Speak to any person who's spiritual or insightful and ask them, hey, what can I be doing differently? Like, what can you tell me about my path? You'll have a great conversation if you can find someone to be a light for you. If it's not another person, you can always do research. You can look up articles. You can do any kind of journaling or reading to help to illuminate just stuff that you wanted to know about on your path. Or you can just, you know, look to higher power or nature or something like that. Anything that will get you outside of that perspective and provide that symbolic light for you. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Group 2, really beautiful reading here. And I do hope that it was helpful. Okay, so thank you guys so much. If you found it helpful, you can subscribe. And I also do personal readings. Links are below. So thank you, thank you. I will see you guys next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the Sunstone. Okay, so let's shuffle. As I said in the intro, this is just meant to highlight some things on your journey. It's not meant to be judgmental or saying you're doing anything wrong, or, you know, let's just get some advice and some clarity. Spirit, for group number 3, Sunstone, please. Please and thank you. Okay, so Spirit, for group number 3, Sunstone group, can you please let us know, are they on the right path, especially in the area of self? So yeah, anything pertaining to yourself, your perspectives, how you treat yourself, how you treat your path, you know, stuff like that. Spirit, for group number 3, are they on the right path? And self, thank you. 3 of Cups. King of Swords. Spirit, are they on the right path for group number 3? Sunstone. So I'm getting some really interesting messages here, group number 3. And I think that the answer I'm leaning towards is one that I did not expect. I think that initially what we're seeing is that you might have felt in many ways that whether this was in the recent past or the present, you might feel that you are not on the right path. But what I'm seeing kind of live action here is that you actually make a decision to change this. Yeah, that's actually what I think I'm seeing here. So that it's a sort of like a trick answer. It's not exactly a yes or no. Yes and no, I suppose. But I think at first what I was sort of seeing here, I think that you got some clarity about something here with the King of Swords. Now, I'm not sure what was going on exactly with the 3 of Cups. This could have been any number of things, whether it was just something changed your mind with regard to either other people, whether it was like a positive thing or a negative thing. So for example, if you were comparing yourself to other people, that would have been a negative example where you're like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need to make my life look like this, like anybody else's. Another piece of it could have been if you were hanging out with positive people, or just like kind of viewing positive things of other people, you might have been inspired. I think regardless of what happened here with the King of Swords, again, I think that you achieve some kind of clarity, or you will in the very close future. If this has not happened already within the last couple of days, let's say, I don't know, like just like a few days, 2 to 5 days, this will happen for many of you within the next couple of days, okay? So just maybe 2 days. If it takes a little longer, it could be 2 to 5 days. So you're going to make some kind of an internal decision. The door just opened a little bit. scared me. Hold on. Kind of scared the crap out of me. That was just the door opening a little. I don't know if it's the cat. So you have the 2 and the 3 here. So it's kind of like this sequence where it goes sort of just shifts literally from into a higher perspective, okay? So yeah, you're going to make some kind of internal decision to elevate yourself in your life, and this is going to bring a very deep and profound spiritual balance that you won't notice until later. So that's to be continued. Stay tuned for that. There's a lot of moving parts around you. Group 3, again, they're not going to be immediately noticeable, so you must be patient for this one. I know it's mysterious, and maybe you watched the reading I did I published right before this one was mysterious messages. It could have resonated with that as well. But as you can see here with the 8 of Cups at the sort of like the end of this journey here, you're moving on from something. Now, you're not telling me what it is. I would love to know what this is. You are moving on, and you have made that decision. You see the way you're looking away in both of these cards. I don't know if some of you, it literally is you're moving away or going somewhere. As a way of adventure and expanding your soul. That could be a literal sense, because that's what these cards can mean. But for the rest of you, like the rest of the 85% of you, I'd say, you're moving on from an energy, a specific energy that was not serving you. I feel like you have heard me say that a bunch of times. Weirdly, earlier, not that long ago, like before I was filming, I had this really intense deja vu, and I was wondering who I was going to say it to. It's you guys. I don't know if you've had this feeling before, where not deja vu alone, but I'm saying this feeling where it's just it has been presented to you over and over and over again, but for some reason it's clicking now. And it could just be the timing. You know, I have said in previous videos that this year, if you're watching when I'm posting it, has been and continues to be transformative. So you're taking full advantage of this. Temperance card is your own inner guiding light. It's almost like you're your own spirit guide in some way in this part of the reading. It's very tranquil. This is peaceful. Do you know the feeling after you... maybe uniquely you, because I don't know this feeling, but like if you have a really restful sleep and you wake up, maybe you took a nap, I don't know what it was, but for you personally, like, have you ever woken up and just felt this overwhelming sense of peace? whatever, whatever came before that, I don't know, maybe it was actually just like a restful, or maybe a vacation sleep, I don't know what it was. That is the feeling that this is bringing about to me, this tranquil, cool water. What this is suggesting to me in this temperance card, it's really the heaviest energy, or rather the strongest energy. They're saying that there's going to be this deep internal spiritual healing. Could even be your mental health healing or physical healing if that's relevant to you right now, but it's depth in all ways healing. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more on are they on the right path? Group number 3, sunstone. Yeah, so same exact thing. We have here the chariot. It kind of looked like it was even coming out sideways. So we have the chariot, definitely again that notion of making a choice, and then we have the Hierophant. For those of you that might feel afraid that you're making the wrong choice, they're making it clear what the advice is. You just have to follow your higher guidance. Here you're following a deeper guidance, sort of like the inner trusted voice that you have just within yourself, but here you're bumping it higher to whether it's angels, guides, ancestors, stuff like that, just the way that you trust the universe. They said something about dancing, which I find interesting. It gave me this image of just like a sort of a witchy vibe, dancing under the moonlight, kind of like I don't want to go further with that image, but like it was so freeing, because some people do it in a particular way to connect with nature, but they're saying to free yourself and to completely be vulnerable and expose yourself, spiritually speaking, that this is really what's going to guide your path. So a lot of people spiritually feel free when they're doing things such as dancing or singing or art or whatever. And that's just because it's sort of like this effortless connection to the soul. And that's what I think is going to happen for you guys. If it is the case where you're not sure, 50% of you know exactly where you wish to go after this clarity. The rest of you might not know if it's the right choice, even though at first you're like, yeah, that's what I think, that's my intuition, but then I'm starting to feel shaky. That's just fear. That's all that is. What else do we need to know? Are they on the right path? And any advice, please, for group number 3? Same exact message. We have here the High Priestess, the moon again. I don't know if some of you are, like if you follow different moon phases, rituals, I don't really know, but that is a heavy message for you guys. Maybe it even has to do with stuff happening with the phases of the moon in your life. So for example, the next new moon or the next full moon could be something for you. But either way, they're just confirming what was just mentioned about your intuition and just really feeling the answer. So if you are an overthinker, if you're someone who really is very logical and analytical and everything like that, which can be a really great thing, just make sure that you're dipping into your intuitive center. So going up from the brain, kind of take the elevator down to this belly area, I guess. I don't really know exactly where the intuition lives, but they say like the gut for a reason. Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing here. Some of you are going to get a sign within something written, because I was drawn to this right there, the scroll. So for example, if you open up a book and your eyes, like you unconsciously were opening the book to a particular page, and then your eyes look down and you're like, holy cow, like, and your eyes get wide and you're like, that's exactly what I was looking for. That's going to happen for some of you, for like a good number of you actually within this week, I would say. And I love when that happens, those synchronicities. I have been so freaked out by spirit sometimes in my past. It's incredible how they give us messages. So this one, I'm just going to pull a few from my handmade deck, the Child Tarot. If you like it, the link is below. Spirit, can you give us more information? Any other final messages for group number 3, Sunstone? Are they on the right path in the area of self, please? Thank you. So this is so cute because King of Swords is here. This is the baby version. This is the Page of Swords, Child of Cicadas. So this is your own inner child kind of looking out into the world, searching for messages that you didn't even know you were looking for, I guess. You're distracted here. You were meaning to catch the butterfly, but instead you got distracted by the buzzing cicadas in the tree. Symbolically, what does that mean? It means that you thought you were meant to chase one thing, but then spirit showed you another thing. How beautiful is that message? So I guess the guidance there is kind of simple. is just to keep your eyes open, or be open-minded. I would say like open up your heart as well to receive these messages from these mysterious places, because that's exactly where they come from. These inspirations, you know, and it's all crafted. Divine and the universe, they all crafted. They're just effort, like they're completely perfect. And we, if we can trust that in the divine sort of script or whatever, will really align with it, will really resonate with it. Spirit, can you tell us any more advice, messages, guidance for group number 3, Sunstone? So we have here the learner of imagination. This is actually supposed to be the Knight of Cups. Look at the butterflies. This is really weird. The group right before you got similar message about the bird. They had 4 different cards that all had birds on them. And I think in my deck, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 in the entire thing that have butterflies, and you got both of them. That's a little weird. Like, that's a little weird. And this one looks like a heart more. And look at the blank canvas, and you're kind of wobbling on your path, not really certain if you're doing it right. Again, like that fear, like I said, but you're still doing it, you know. You're I guess it's a little bit of that apprehension, hesitation, but you're still doing it. You're still moving forward on your path, even though you don't have all the answers. And the only reason I would say that you might feel hesitant is just because this is not what you're used to. You might be used to certain things, like the way of doing things, again, being analytical, or maybe you like to plan things. But here you're still going after the guidance. And you can see the feather here, the butterflies. So I don't know, I definitely feel like a sign is going to come to you quite soon. So, yeah, and obviously the butterfly can always mean stuff like freedom or, you know, transformation. Spirit, can we have any final messages for group number 3? Are they on the right path, please? Thank you. Okay. Oh, look at that. So I feel like that's probably the final message, is the 2 of imagination, or the 2 of cups. Okay, so you do find your path, you do find your way. And as you can see, that angel or that guide is there, always having you in mind in a sense. And that's another heart symbol. See, like it's here in the butterfly wing, and then here you have it there. I feel like this is actually, yes, these are the only 2 hearts in my entire deck. So you just got 2-2 as a sign, by the way, my friends. 2-2. I'm pretty sure there was only 2 hearts in the whole deck. Very odd, right? 2 butterflies and 2 hearts. Let me know if some signs come through to you and freak you out. I love when it happens, but it's magical. So yeah, this is you finding that balance. You can see the sun and the moon and the keychains, and just here it's almost like you're meeting yourself with that sense of awe and inspiration, and really understanding your path and yourself as well as your soul. Okay, so that is what I am seeing for you. This was such a powerful, beautiful reading. So I hope that it made sense. You guys can let me know. And again, stay tuned for the other videos of Are You on the Right Path? I will have them linked below after I've done them. Okay, so thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this, you can subscribe. I do personal readings. Links are below for that, as well as if you like my deck. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is Amethyst, the Amethyst heart. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please. Please and thank you for their path. Okay, so like I said in the intro, this is not meant to be a reading of judgment. It's just to show you the clarity and also give advice as well. Spirit, can you tell us for group number 4, are they on the right path, please? Our Amethyst heart group 4, are they on the right path in the area of self? Especially, thank you. So self, you know, anything of how you see things, how you treat yourself, how you go about things, just anything of you, not, you know, like any other areas of life such as love, career, and all that stuff. Okay. Area of self, are they on the right path? Okay, so we have 3 cards. Let's see, I get a few more. This is an interesting answer, because the immediate first one, and this is exactly why I do not do readings just on one card, because you can see here that it quickly changed pace, right? So the Six of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, goodness, the Five of Cups. Then we have, this is really good news over here. Then we have the Three of Wands and then the Nine of Cups. So similar to group number 3, you actually got this sort of like live action shift right as we were shuffling. So in other words, it's almost like, you know, at first, maybe you were not completely feeling like you were on the right path, but as we looked into the energy, it shifted right then and there. So what I am seeing for you in the beginning with this Six of Wands is that you were really focused on a particular part of your path that you felt would be successful. You know, you thought that this would be the way for you. It's like, okay, I'm ready, let's go, let's do this. And it might not have even been the first time you felt that way, where you were trying to make something happen for yourself. But what I am feeling is that, you know, very quickly you guys changed your mind because you're like, this isn't working for me. I don't want to do it this way anymore. I don't want this anymore. You know, whatever this is for you guys. All right. So you quickly shifted and changed your mind. And it's funny because I keep shifting this actually unconsciously. So yeah, you guys made a decision to do things differently. And you know why? Actually, I think that this Five of Cups is a leading reason why. It's because there was this part of yourself that was profoundly sad and you couldn't understand it. And you're like, what is this feeling? Like, I'm doing things, like I'm taking action, I'm doing all this stuff to make things work for me and nothing's working and I still feel unhappy. What is this? And then you figure it out, okay? The reason why oftentimes we get depressed in that particular feeling is actually because we're living a life that's not genuine to us. I mean, there's more reasons, of course, but one big emotional, spiritual component of it is that we're almost like living this inauthentic life. It's the same thing as feeling like you're waking up every day and pretending to be somebody else. It's the same exact kind of idea. Our soul, I think it runs on this principle of truth, where if we're not aligned with that truth, almost like a math equation, you know, something is just so fundamentally off, and that's why we need to correct this. So this could mean so many different things for you guys, but I think that if this was familiar, if this resonated, you already know. So again, the Six of Wands was just the way that you used to go about things and feeling like this is, you know, like any new opportunity, let's say, whether it was like a new job or a new goal or like a new random sort of a thing you wanted to get into, but whatever it was giving you this feeling of like high hopes, but then as history might have shown you, maybe it always ended in this sort of unexplainable negative energy, and you're like, what happened, right? So when that happens, and I've seen that happen a lot, the universe, our guides, divine, angels, like all of them, they don't play around. They need us and our soul to be on the right path, meaning the path of our highest good and the one that fits best with our soul. It's the same thing as they're kind of like basically parental towards us, you know. They're trying to show us what's best for us. So imagine that we got everything that we ever wanted. It just wouldn't work because you know, they have that plan for us. I know there's like a bunch of cliche sayings, it escapes me now, but yeah, like something about rejection is God's I forget how it goes, but if there was just stuff that wasn't working out for you, that was the reason, because on some deeper level, and I guess in that higher plane, they understood, they knew that it wasn't the right thing for you. So this feeling was almost like this euphoria or this highly passionate, sort of excited feeling that was not meant to last in your path itself. It was meant to be temporary, and you were meant to feel disappointed or, you know, even crestfallen or whatever, like this sorrow and a sense of grief because of the fact that it wasn't really your path of your highest good. Now, as you can see over here with the Three of Wands and the Nine of Cups, this is really keeping me in suspense because I don't know what this is, but I can see here that you're going to shift in your path to the thing that fits your soul, and I'm so excited for you because this reached me as some kind of a harp, like a xylophone harp looking thing, because it looked like a musical instrument. And that is huge because when it comes to things like songs and music and all those beautiful arts, you know how we sometimes experience that? Let's just use a song as an example, or whatever, like instruments with music. We experience something and then it hits our soul and we get those goosebumps and we're kind of transported to this higher plane. That's the feeling that I'm getting from these cards. So in a short amount of time, I don't know exactly the, it's different for everyone, but in the near future, you are going to experience a complete shift here. Where you're going to be led in a new direction. So I'm actually happy that Spirit drew the cards this way, because at first it was a flat, I would say no, in a way of it's not serving you. The path that you were on before was not serving you, but then it completely just shifted right away. So can you tell us a little bit more about advice or where this is headed for group number 4, Amethyst group, Amethyst Heart? Okay, that was perfect. Did you see how that landed there to fit the gap? That was really cool. So the Fool card is the new beginning card. This is you feeling bright, feeling weightless, okay? The burdens are gone and you are ready and willing to take this leap of faith and knowing that Spirit will support you. There's a sense of innocence here. I feel like this is similar to a rebirth. They didn't explicitly say that this was a rebirth, but it does feel like that. Maybe you've already been undergoing some sort, maybe like a transformation tower moment, dark night of soul, whatever, the case is. But this is the new beginning for you. I would like to tell you when, but it's really just super dependent on your individual choices, just like the individual alignment in your path. But I can tell you it is coming soon. You don't really have to wait too long for this, but it is open and is ready. It's approaching you. All you have to do when that feeling hits is go after it. Some people, it might look like you must make a decision. Others of you, it might be you have to face a fear. The rest of you, it could even be that you have to face some aspect of yourself in terms of your truth and your genuine energy, whatever the case is. So that's what it's going to look like in a practical sense, in 3D sense. Okay. So let's get a couple of more cards from, that's my handmade deck, the Child Tarot. Okay, so Spirit for group number 4, please. Can you tell us what else they need to know? The messages for group 4, are they on the right path in the area of self? Thank you. So there's options. It can get very overwhelming quickly. And I do understand that. And if you're standing at the front of your journey, even before you start a new journey, even before you embark on any kind of change, naturally your mind is going to wonder, like, well, what do I choose? Where do I go? What do I do? That's very, very human, right? Because in our biology, we like to see the future, we like to plan, we like to be prepared. But just know that in a lot of ways, this might not even be entirely your decision. Yes, we have free will. That's absolutely true. You have that power. But I think that what Spirit's main point of this reading today is that they need to be at your side, helping you to make that decision. Number one, because again, like in a sense, the universe knows what's best for us, right? But in another sense, it's that I think on some level, your own soul kind of agreed to be on that step-by-step journey, and it's almost like you know that that's what you need. You know you need that extra sort of leg up. I honestly don't know if there's something having to do with ego and pride here as well, because I kind of got like a sort of like a whiff of that. If you are typically a person to just say like, oh, no, I have to do everything on my own. It has to be through my own decision. I have to, you know what I mean? Try to let that go, because Spirit wants to help you. Your guides want to help you. And they're saying there's nothing wrong with accepting help. So I think that was a little bit of what I was feeling. Spirit, can you tell us anything more for group number 4? Are they on the right path? Area of self? Thank you. And we have here the Mama card. This is the Empress. So this does feel like that new beginning. The Empress can often mean the birth of new things, the birth of new ideas, creation. We also have here like that bright solar plexus energy coming through, actually, this leadership energy, willpower. Can you tell us a little bit more about that card? Yeah, they're highlighting your power, I think, quite simply here. I don't know if it's relevant that some of you felt that maybe you lost your power, or it was, weakened, or whatever the case was because of a literal trauma. This is meant to be the Tower card. If that is the case, the good news is that you're going to be feeling way, way, way more powerful. And you are going to take your power. You're going to step into your power. Oops, sorry. You're going to, see, you're going to step into your power, and you're going to put on that sort of cape of leadership and passion. So it's looking good. I think a little bit more towards the end of the year, based off of something that you do, perhaps, you're going to be feeling a million times more confident. Some of you, November might be relevant. I don't know exactly why, but I think that you're feeling very satisfied with a choice that you made as well. And I mean, it doesn't have to be November. It could be sooner, but they mentioned it for some reason. So you're going to be feeling very satisfied with something that you've done for yourself. Again, it's probably that leap of faith that you took. Spirit, can you tell us any other final messages for group number 4? Are they on the right path in the area of self, please? Oh my god, I love this so much because you got the same card from the beginning. This is the 6 of Wands. In my deck, it's the 6 of Summertime, and you can see the obvious celebration here and that comparison. So, but this is genuine this time. Whereas over here, I mentioned to you that it felt like this sort of excitement or euphoria. Here, this is like, or like this was temporary. This is real, and this is lasting. Okay, so yes, you are going to have that feeling of accomplishment, celebration, even feeling some sort of praise. I don't know from whom. Maybe it's from yourself. Maybe it's even your guide saying you're doing it, you're doing the right things, you're doing a great job. So I'm noticing here it's this bounce up because it's a trampoline. I'm feeling like it's very much similar to this, and I don't know how you're going to be elevating. I don't know if this is like actual travel for some of you as well with the 3 of Wands, like going upward. But there is something about a boost, some kind of a boost upward, elevating yourself, expanding yourself. Really similar color scheme as well. Can we just have any final message for them, please? Another final message for them, please. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, they said something like, you're going to make it. Yeah, of course you're going to make it. That's what they said. So what they mean by that is, please do not doubt yourself. They said, of course you're going to make it. So the 4 of Imagination or 4 of Cups just says it's going to take time. Please do not, try not to focus or dwell on the time it's taking for any of this, and instead focus on the joy that you can feel in the moment. When it comes to crafting your life, or when it comes to stepping into your light or your power, just enjoy that. So this is saying, yes, this is going to take time. This is going to take sort of like that temperance, that inner peace, and just the inner contemplation. But in the meantime, you can even just rest. Just rest, allow things come to you. When it's time to take action, you'll know. But yeah, just be as present as you possibly can, and it'll actually make this much easier. So that's what I'm seeing. Super interesting reading. If you guys want to let me know what's going on here, I'd love to know in the comments, like to explain what's going on. But that is what I'm seeing for you. Thank you guys so much. If this was helpful, you can subscribe. I do personal readings. The link is below. And if you want to buy my deck, the link is also below. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time for part 2 of this same topic. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.